Welcome back to another planner notebook update video. I have a lot to talk about today. I am very excited for this video. So let's just dive in. I'm going to start with my planner itself because that is where I have the fewest updates. And then we're going to get into the Commonplace book because a lot has happened in this past month. I feel like I had a revelation. I've acknowledged a lot of contradictions in the Commonplace world, and I want to share them with you. But let's start with what's different in my daily pages. So one thing I started doing is adding this little thumbnail image of the video that I posted into this top little weird section. So this section actually is going to be gone when I start my new planner, which is over here, which is the July to the December. I did a little flip through video in one of my romanticizing life episodes, so you can see more details there if you're curious. But for now, I've been putting these little stickers up here, and I've really been enjoying having the little thumbnail of the video that I posted because obviously I work really hard on them, and it's a nice little way to like archive and document that time and what the video was about. So I've been doing that little change. But one thing that I have been struggling with that I wanted to come to you guys for advice about is this page. This is the empty notes page every single week from Sunday, and then the next one is Monday. It's actually gonna be different in the new planner, so I'll show you guys that too. I don't know how to use this. I have no clue. I feel like it could have been a cool place to like Commonplace in if I didn't have a separate Commonplace notebook, or to write like my thoughts and do a little journal entry, but I also have daily pages for that. So I really have no idea what to use this page for. I haven't really been using it for much of anything. I did use one in June to write down some ideas for my sister's baby shower, her adoption shower. So that's like near the date that that's happening. I've been using that to plan out the event. I won't show you because she does watch my videos and I want it to be a surprise. So I have done that, but that's like an anomaly. That's not something that I do all the time. And it's only going to get worse because the new planner, bless them, but it has a whole two-sided page for notes and then this weekly view spread. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what to use these for. And I'm very excited about them. Like here, like I said, they removed that little section, that like awkward section up here with the tiny monthly view. They've removed that. So I'll probably just make my thumbnail sticker even bigger to fit in this box down here, which actually is a boon because they are kind of small. In this like format, you can't really see all the details. So I am looking forward to making it a bigger sticker. But that doesn't help me with this problem. I have written some ideas down. Like I could do my workouts, I can track like what I'm eating, I can track like pottery progress because I do touch clay almost every day. So I could put that here. I understand what it's trying to accomplish. Like it's a week at a glance. You see like when you have doctor's appointments, when you have meetings, all that stuff. My schedule is very consistent, so I don't know. What have you used it for? Any wild, crazy ideas I'm here for. Maybe like a gratitude thing. That's actually a new idea I just had. To write something I'm grateful for each and every day, something like exciting that happened, you know, kind of that sort of thing, maybe. And then like 4 good things and a little like week daily write-up. I don't know. I have a lot of issues, I think, because I keep my daily morning pages and a Commonplace, that I don't want to over duplicate my efforts. If I just had this one piece of paper bound together, it might actually be easier because then I could Commonplace on these pages and then put little tabs and everything. But the system already exists, so we're gonna have to make do. And I like having them in separate places as well. So let me know what you think because I could use some advice on that. I'm thinking in the next planner update video, like at the end of May, I try to do these once a month, I will do like a setup video for my new planner. There's things I do. When I get a new planner, you know how you like break it in. I've already put some sticky notes down of things coming up, but I think I will include that in that next video. So moving on to commonplace discussions. I have a lot to say about this. So strap in, my friends. If you've watched the past planner notebook updates, you know I've been struggling with what to put into this, and you don't want to look at the cover, you want to see what's inside. So I have had a hard time getting into this. I feel like my content colors are too vague, and I just keep adding things. So this is inspiration and quotes, interests and ideas, books and poetry. It's just, I feel like I don't know if they should all be separate or all together. So I'm figuring it out. I've started this on 11/5 of last year, so I still have plenty of time to sort out my feelings. I've only been doing it for 6 months. We'll figure it out. So I feel like I made a breakthrough with commonplacing because I was struggling with what to post. I don't know what to post, what to include. I didn't understand. So one of my favorite things to commonplace is about commonplacing. It's my hyperfixation. It's an interest of mine to do the research about commonplacing. And through that research, I have discovered a lot of contradictions. So a lot of people describe it as a collection of other people's thoughts, where you collect outside materials that have influenced you, that you're inspired by, and putting it into one place that you can look back again and again as a resource. But they say it's not a journal or a diary, but you're also supposed to include your own thoughts. And a lot of the famous commonplace books that we see have artists and writers original ideas, and it's the starts of their stories and whatnot. So it's very contradictory because they say it's a collection of things that you've read and are interested in, but then also famous people and famous commonplaces are using it as a notes tool and a way to spring forth, to brainstorm their ideas to come into fruition. So I think that I was having a really hard time with that because everyone's telling me it's a collection of other people's thoughts and ideas, while also showing me commonplace books where that's not the case. It's their ideas and their thoughts based on the outside influences and ideas. I just feel like I was so fixated on doing the right thing, the right type of commonplace book, the purest form, but I don't think that actually exists. And breaking through those barriers has really, really helped me. I have a quote I wrote down somewhere. I have no idea where it is. Oh, it's right here. This came from a TikTok video. I wish I would have saved it so I could credit the person who made it. I'm probably gonna go back in my history and look for it because I don't like it not being credited. But they described commonplacing as a beautiful record of my own becoming, and using that framework and that mindset while I'm collecting and putting my own opinions. This is an embroidery piece I'm working on. These are potential names I want to name it. I think having that mindset of this is a collection of what I am constantly becoming. So it showcases the things I'm interested in, what I'm focusing on, my thoughts, what inspires me, but it also isn't stuck in just other people's opinions. Does that make sense? I feel like this made a lot more sense when I was about to film this video, so I hope it makes sense. And I hope it helps others that are starting commonplace and they just feel like they don't get it or they don't know what to put inside of their commonplaces, because that happens to me constantly. One thing that really helps kind of bridge that what do I put into this gap is starting to put my notes and highlighted quotes from books that I've read. I think that helps kind of start to bulk things up. I first did it with the book club book that we read in April, and that kind of launched the rest of this. So yeah, I did A Beautiful Record of My Becoming right after that, and I just started to stop creating these barriers to myself or what I perceived other people were doing that I had to do because that was the correct way. And I also find that people show their commonplace, but they don't really talk about the categories that they have in it. Maybe I'm just watching videos of people who are established commonplacers, so they've already covered all those topics and they haven't gotten into it in a while, but it might just be me. So I will make sure that I go back and tell you what my colors are. So I have inspiration in quotes, reference materials. So these are like when I have a pottery, like this is to make plaster bats to reclaim your clay. So that's a reference material. Recipes fall under reference material. Interests and ideas is super vague, but that's where I put any sort of inspiring artwork. This is an interest of mine is embroidery. So these are some ideas of names for that piece. Let's look for some more interest and idea. This is reference because it's a guide that I'm checking off. I have an idea for a romantasy book. So I wrote my little idea here. So it's like this kind of stuff that I wasn't sure where I was supposed to put. And I didn't want to have yet another place to put it, if you know what I mean. So it's here now. Pottery ideas. Purple is that inspiration in quotes. So when there's someone that inspires me or accounts that inspire me, I will put that in here. This is an interest because postcards, I'm really into postcards and I make them for my store. So this is like interest and ideas. And then I also did business because they're related to business related ideas that I have. Next is lists, which are more up in the front. So I have our anniversary gifts. Every year, Alex and I exchange like the traditional themed anniversary gifts. So last year was copper and wool, and the year before that was iron. And then I also have like our yearly Christmas ornaments we do and a bucket list up at the front. Words and phrases for poetry are words and phrases that I've come up with that I want to include in poetry that I write. So these are a couple of lines that I have here. These aren't very common. This little color, it doesn't pop up very often. I tend to write the full poem when I'm thinking about it. I feel like there's one more around here somewhere, but maybe not. So that doesn't happen very often. Learning is where I'm doing research and trying to understand a topic. A lot of these are about commonplacing, when I research specifically things about commonplacing. So like right here is some learning. I was also super fascinated about the idea of crabification or carcinopitation. I don't know how to say it, but basically the convergent evolution of how 5 different creatures that are non-crab related crustaceans have taken on the qualities of crabs. I thought it was interesting, so that would be in here. And also like some blog posts and stuff about commonplacing. And then last is books and poetry. I did recently add this one when I started doing my books. So any poetry or books that are not written by me, I will use that color. So those are the categories I'm currently using. And I am feeling way better about this. I feel like I've come to terms with the contradictions that commonplacing has. I also really wanted to share a little anecdote with you guys. I was thinking about commonplacing. I talk about commonplacing with my partner a lot. And I realized that the first commonplace book that I ever started, I was around 10 years old, and it contained Harry Potter spells. So it was before all of the like spell books and stuff came out that like came with all the spells. So I would go page by page in Harry Potter, like the original Harry Potters, and write down the spells and what they did. So that was my first commonplace. Alex, my partner, would be upset if I didn't tell you this other commonplace that I created. So I was obsessed with Lizzie McGuire and Hilary Duff as a kid. So I created what is now known in my mind as a commonplace book of all of her lyrics and clippings of her style. It was mildly serial killer energy, but it was also commonplace energy. So I think having that history of commonplacing is really cool. And I'm sure that if you guys are watching this video and you've gotten this far, you probably have some commonplace inspired style of notebook keeping from when you were a kid as well. So I just thought it'd be interesting to share. So here are the last couple of pages. I've been reading a lot more poetry. So these are some lines from Dorothy Parker's Enough Rope and 2 poems that really spoke to me. Just some little inspiring things. I'm accepting that they don't have things in common, but if they're just like inspiration, I like to put them together because it kind of shows the things that I am being inspired by at the moment. So I just wanted to share some of those thoughts that I've had recently about commonplacing and the changes I've been doing in my daily pages. But yeah, in the next video, I'm going to do like a setup situation with my new planner and show you guys where I'm at again with my commonplacing if any of my thoughts have changed. But that is gonna be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, listening to me carry on about thoughts and opinions and what I'm currently hyperfixated on. And I'll see you guys in the next one.